The candle wasn't supposed to whisper. Maya bought it from an old street seller who warned her never to light it after midnight. But that night, unable to sleep and desperate for comfort, Maya struck a match. The moment the flame bloomed, the room exhaled, like something inside the candle had been holding its breath for years. First, she thought it was just the sound of melting wax. Then she heard it. A voice. Thin. Bit. Too close. Whispering her name from inside the flame. Maya. She froze. The hairs on her arms lifted. The whisper continued, stretching, growing rougher, as if scraping through something solid to reach her. The flame swayed toward her despite the still air. Then came a second whisper, deeper, trembling with hunger. Don't blow it out. I just woke up. The words weren't human. They dragged behind them echoes. Multiple voices overlapping in pain. Maya stepped back, heart racing. But the flame stretched higher, casting a shadow on the wall that didn't match its shape. The shadow had fingers, and it was reaching for her. The fingers in the shadow curled slowly, as though testing their strength. Maya stumbled backward, knocking into her bed. The whispering grew louder, multiplying. Dozens of muffled voices trapped under the flame. Some cried, some laughed, some begged. One whispered, "Help me." Another hissed, "Join us." The candle's wax dripped thick and dark. Not white, not yellow, but red, like blood just beginning to cool. Maya stared in horror as a single drop hit the floor and sizzled, releasing a foul-smelling smoke. The flame stretched toward her, flickering with unnatural hunger. "Don't leave," it whispered. "We waited so long." Maya grabbed her phone with shaking hands, trying to turn on the flashlight, but the screen died instantly. The room dimmed further, as though the candle's light was absorbing everything. Colors, sounds, even the cold. Then the shadow stepped out of the wall. Not fully human, not fully smoke. It had a face, melted eyeless, its jaw hanging as if ripped open. Every whisper in the room spoke through its mouth at once. "Maya, sit with us, forever." Maya lunged for the window, but the glass instantly frosted over from the inside, spreading like veins. Handprints appeared, small, shaking, desperate, pressing from the other side. Children's handprints. A soft chorus of young voices whispered, "Don't leave us again." Her breath caught. Again, the flame behind her roared. The shadow creature took a step, its body peeling away from the wall with wet tearing noises. The room temperature dropped so suddenly that her breath turned white. The red wax flowed faster now, pooling around the base of the candle like spilled organs. Maya reached for her closet door, but it swung open by itself. Inside stood a woman, ghost pale, drenched in melted wax, her mouth sealed shut as if stitched from the inside. She raised a trembling finger, not to Maya, but to the candle. The woman's voice burst from her sealed mouth as a muffled howl. "Put it out, before it finds a body." Maya spun, heart pounding. The shadow lunged toward her. The flame doubled in size, and the whispering turned into screaming. Maya grabbed a blanket, wrapped her hand, and reached for the candle. But the flame recoiled violently, screeching like metal against bone. The room trembled. The children's handprints on the window began to smear downward, as if they were being dragged away. The wax woman in the closet stepped forward, her stitched mouth splitting slightly as molten wax trickled down her chin. She lifted both hands and pointed at Maya's chest. "You?" Her voice boomed from everywhere except her mouth. "We're chosen." The shadow creature lunged again, its fingers elongating into hooked claws. Maya dove aside, landing on the red wax puddle. It burned like acid, eating into the blanket and stinging her skin. The flame shot upward, reaching the ceiling, forming a silhouette inside the fire. A humanoid shape, thin and trembling, as though assembling itself from the screams trapped within. "Let me in," it hissed. The lights exploded. Darkness swallowed the room, except for the candle's glow. Maya knew then. The candle didn't just contain spirits. It was birthing a new one, and it wanted her as the vessel. Maya screamed and threw herself toward the candle, ready to smother it with the blanket. Anything to stop the birth of whatever horror clawed its way out. But the flame anticipated her. The fire stretched sideways, forming a burning arm that wrapped around her wrist. Her skin sizzled. The voice inside the flame whispered. At last, a heartbeat. The shadow creature charged, merging with the growing silhouette inside the fire. The room shook violently. Furniture lifted off the floor and slammed into the walls. The woman in the closet dropped to her knees, wax pouring from her eyes like tears. "Put out!" she roared. Maya gathered every bit of strength she had left, ripped her wrist free, ignoring the searing pain, and grabbed the candle with both hands. Her palms burned, her vision blurred. The flame resisted, twisting like a living serpent trying to break free. But Maya didn't stop. She threw herself to the ground and pressed the candle into the floor, smothering it under her weight. The room erupted in a deafening scream, hundreds of voices shrieking as one. The fire died, the shadow dissolved, and everything went still. For a moment, silence. The silence didn't last. A faint crackling began beneath Maya's hands. She lifted them slowly and froze. The candle, though crushed and extinguished, was bleeding thick, dark wax. Except it wasn't wax anymore. Pulsed, like a heart. A deep thud echoed through the floorboards. Then another. The entire house seemed to breathe inward. The woman made of wax crawled out of the closet, collapsing beside Maya, her fingers trembling as she pointed again at the remains of the candle. Her stitched mouth twitched violently, as if trying to scream. Maya backed away as the crushed candle twitched, then split open. Inside was something small curled, shaking, a deformed, half-formed creature made of wax, smoke, and flesh. It gasped like a newborn, and then it opened its eyes. Not human eyes, but burning red slits, glowing with the same fire she had just extinguished. The creature's tiny chest expanded, inhaling sharply, as if taking its first breath of life. Behind Maya, the walls rippled with shadows. Dozens of trapped spirits shifting restlessly, awakened again. The newborn whispered in a voice layered with hundreds of others. "Manga." Maya stumbled backward, shaking her head. No, I'm not." But the creature crawled toward her, leaving streaks of molten wax across the floor. Every movement made a wet, bubbling sound, as if its body were still forming. The spirits trapped in the walls pushed forward, their faces stretching through the wallpaper, pleading, screaming, warning. The wax woman pointed desperately at the newborn. Her stitched mouth finally tore open with a sickening rip. "Don't breathe," the creature hissed, its jaw unhinging far too wide for its tiny skull. A wave of scorching heat blasted from its mouth, lighting pieces of furniture on fire. Maya shielded her face, but something in her chest tugged, a strange pull, as if the creature's breath were trying to draw her soul out through her ribs. She gasped and fell to her knees. The newborn crawled onto her lap, its burning fingers sinking into her clothes, melting fabric and skin alike. It whispered again, louder this time, "Mama, feed me." The room darkened. The candle's dead wick twitched, and the flame, impossibly, began to spark back to life. The wick ignited with a violent snap. The newborn shrieked, not in pain, but in triumph. The flame grew instantly, forming a vortex of burning air around the creature and Maya. Her skin blistered, her vision blurred. The wax woman crawled forward, screaming through her torn mouth, "Kill it before it becomes whole." The spirits inside the walls began pounding violently, shaking the entire house. Their voices rose in desperation. "Put it out, before it chooses you." The newborn clung to Maya's chest, its body expanding, bones cracking as it grew larger, stronger, feeding off her breath, her warmth, her fear. Maya's heartbeat slowed. The creature's heartbeat strengthened. In that moment, she understood. The candle wasn't summoning spirits. It was creating monsters from the souls it devoured. And she was next. With the last spark of willpower she had left, Maya grabbed the newborn by its melting shoulders and tore it away from her body. It screamed. Flames erupted. The wick flared brighter, hungrily. Maya staggered to her feet, clutching the writhing creature. Its body writhed like molten tar, reshaping itself with every scream. The flames surged higher, forming a monstrous silhouette behind it. Long limbs, twisted ribs, a head too large for its body. The creature was becoming whole. "No," Maya whispered. "You won't use me." With a desperate cry, she hurled the creature into the center of the flame. The reaction was explosive. The newborn shrieked, limbs thrashing as the fire devoured it. Not killing it, but pulling it back into itself. The candle began to crack, splitting down the middle. A roar echoed through the house. Dozens of spirits screaming in terror, not rage. The wax woman collapsed, whispering, "End it, end it." The flame flickered violently, struggling to maintain its shape. Its monstrous silhouette reached toward her, melting and reforming in the fire. Maya grabbed the heaviest object near her, a broken chair leg, and lifted it high. The flame hissed, the wick trembled, and Maya slammed the wood down with every ounce of strength she had, right onto the burning heart of the candle. The candle detonated. A blinding flash swallowed the room, followed by a shockwave that knocked Maya flat. The flames collapsed inward, sucking the shadows, the voices, the newborn, and even the wax woman into a violent implosion of light. Then, silence. Thick smoke filled the room, settling like ash from a cremation. Maya coughed, pushing herself up. Her hands were burned, her clothes half melted, but she was alive. Where the candle once stood was nothing, just a scorch mark shaped like a twisted, screaming face. The spirits were gone, the walls still, the room empty. Maya exhaled shakily, tears burning her eyes. She stood, limping toward the door, when she heard it. A tiny, faint crackle. She turned slowly. On the floor, inside the scorch mark, lay a new candle. Small, fresh, perfectly shaped. Its wick moved, ever so slightly, as if breathing. Then a whisper rose from it, soft, childlike, familiar. "Mama?" The wick sparked, and the flame lit itself.